Because Donald Trump's FBI director is coming into office with an enemies list. Why wouldn't you?
Oh, you're saying they're going to manufacture crimes against Schiff? Is that what you're saying? You're saying that they're going to manufacture crimes against Schiff? Does that even make sense to you?
If there were any crimes,
does that even make sense to you?
If there were any crimes against Adam Schiff, then they would have brought them up at any point unto this point, but they haven't. And so
then
Donald Trump
pardon him?
knows
Then why
because-
pardon him?
Yeah.
Then why pardon him? Makes no sense. Your logic's totally flawed here. Makes no sense.
Andrew Wilson went on Piers Morgan Uncensored and absolutely torched this entire woke panel. But more specifically, Andrew Wilson went after Brian Tyler Cohen for his ridiculously woke take. You guys know, if you know who Brian Tyler Cohen is, he's one of the most just absolutely insufferable woke leftists that is on the internet. And Andrew Wilson absolutely tore Brian Tyler Cohen to shreds. Let's get into this clip here, where on Piers Morgan Uncensored, Andrew Wilson absolutely demolishes Brian Tyler Cohen.
And I think a lot of sympathy for this. That they're saying, look, clearly the justice system was weaponized against Trump. They tried everything to put him in jail, and a lot of the people that work for him. So now Trump is suggesting that maybe we return the favor, as of course he was going to. Now, he did say, I don't want retribution. I think the best revenge is success, which is an old Frank Sinatra line, which I use in a column. I suspect that's where he got it. But I think that would be a very good strategy. Don't look back, look forward. However, the fact that Biden may be moving to give people blanket immunity against any possible crimes they committed for many years, I think is outrageous, don't you?
Piers, I think that if you're not looking at it in the context of why it's being done, then you're just ignoring reality here. The reason that Biden has to consider preemptive pardons for people like Adam Schiff and Liz Cheney is because Donald Trump is storming into office by assembling a Justice Department and folks around him in the legal community who have promised to enact Donald Trump's retribution.
But what if they've
That's
committed
why
crimes?
He's doing it.
What
Let's
if
not
they've
pretend that
committed
it's
crimes?
happening in a vacuum here.
Yeah, but Brian, what if they've committed crimes, genuinely, like Hunter? What if they have committed crimes?
If Adam Schiff has committed crimes,
Yeah.
he hasn't. There's no suggestion that he has.
How do you know?
Because how do you know that he has? I mean,
why pardon
it's
him?
ridiculous.
Why pardon him?
Why pardon him is because
why
Donald
pardon him
Trump
if he hasn't
will
committed
usher
crimes?
in, because Donald Trump's FBI director is coming into office with an enemies list. Why wouldn't you?
Oh, you're saying they're going to manufacture crimes against Schiff? Is that what you're saying? You're saying that they're going to manufacture crimes against Schiff? Does that even make sense to you? Does that even make sense to you?
If there were any crimes against Adam Schiff, then they would have brought them up at any point unto this point, but they haven't. And so
then
Donald
why
Trump
pardon him?
knows
Then why
because-
pardon him?
Yeah.
Then why pardon him? Makes no sense. Your logic's totally flawed here. Makes no sense.
It's not flawed. The reason to pardon him.
Okay, Julie, let me bring in Julie. If you can answer it, answer it.
I can answer that question because Donald Trump.
Notice how Brian Tyler Cohen had no answer to what Andrew Wilson was saying. The guy is actually such a good debater. I haven't really been it's not like that I'm not a fan of Andrew Wilson, but I just haven't watched him very much. He's actually a really good debater. He's just able to bring up, just kind of cut through the BS. And he's just like, well, why pardon him then? And there's really no answer. That's why Brian Tyler Cohen kept avoiding the question every time he was asked it. Because if he were to say, yeah, they're actually going to bring up fake charges, they're going to plant charges on Adam Schiff that he didn't commit. He didn't commit these crimes. Well, then it's going to say, well, why is it ridiculous that they would do the same thing to Donald Trump? If they're going to do this to someone on the left, why wouldn't they do it to Donald Trump? And it's such a great line of questioning that Andrew Wilson brings up. If he didn't commit any crime, then why do you have to pardon him? Just let him go through with the investigation and see what happens, see how it plays out. But you have to pardon him because he obviously committed a crime.
Went and meet the press yesterday and said point blank that he thinks that the January 6th committee committed crimes. What crimes? I don't know. Maybe doing their due diligence. Stop. Maybe doing their due diligence oversight.
We have got that clip. Let's play that. I'll tell you what. Let's play that. Julie, hang on.
They have immunity.
Hang on, Julie. I want to play the clip.
So the point here. Yes.
Let me play the clip again so we know exactly what you're talking about. We played it early, but we'll play it again.
This was a committee, a big deal. They lied. And what did they do? They deleted and destroyed a whole year and a half worth of testimony. Do you know that I think those people committed a major crime.
Sir.
And Cheney was behind it. And so was Benny Thompson and everybody on that committee. For what they did, honestly, they should go to jail.
Yeah, so
what
I mean,
the hell
look.
is he talking about? So there's no. So let's just preface this. None of that is true. None of that is true.
How do you know?
Just
out of
because he
interest?
says it doesn't make it true.
How do you know?
How do I know? Because I would assume that because his
assumptions are a very
would have
dangerous
filed a
thing when it
motion.
comes to fact gathering.
I'm answering your
you
question.
saying that Donald
His
Trump's
lawyers
Justice
would have
Department is
filed-
going to manufacture evidence of crimes, or aren't you? Because if
Can
they're
I
not,
answer
you
the
have
question,
no
or do you want to
reason to
keep
pardon
interrupting
these
me?
people.
Well,
you're not
do you
really
want me to
answering the
keep talking?
question. You're going on a
Okay.
diatribe.
Well, you're not letting me answer. You're not letting me answer the question.
Answer, but be
Do
concise.
I believe
I
that
actually want to hear it.
Okay. Well, actually, thank you so much for telling me how to speak.
You're welcome.
Think that Donald.
And by the way, guys, I get asked all the time how I grew this YouTube channel so quickly in this politics niche. And what a lot of you don't realize is that I'm a YouTube strategist that has worked with a lot of top channels in this niche, such as Benny Johnson and Charlie Kirk. Me and my business partner worked with. Russell Brand actually reached out to me and we designed his thumbnails and gave him some strategy tips on how to grow his YouTube channel. Lauren Chen, so many other names. I could keep going on forever. But what I'm actually going to do, since so many of you have been asking me, is I'm hosting a free live workshop, a free live class this coming Thursday at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, where I'm literally going to break down the entire strategy that I use for this Justin Reloaded channel, as well as all the other channels and the top channels in this niche that we have worked with. I hope to see you there. If you are interested in joining, you can check the link in the pinned comment, or you can check the top link in the description, either one, and you'll be able to sign up and be at that workshop where I'm going to break all this down and show you how you can also build a YouTube channel to this point and make enough money to go full time with it.
Trump just sent a very big message to Pam Bondi as to what he expects. And he expects her to start and to Kash Patel to start investigating these people. Whether they get indicted or not, it doesn't matter. It is expensive, it is consuming, and it becomes a huge pain in the you-know-what to be investigated by the federal authorities. And that is the message that he is sending.
Like the Russian collusion.
He knows full well that there is nothing that's been destroyed, because had it been destroyed, his lawyers would have filed a motion.
Yeah, but Julie, I would say to you,
they were not in a position where they could investigate this. They were not in a position to do that.
I would say to Julie, look, when you weaponize the justice system of the United States of America against a president of the United States, first ever criminal court case we've ever seen involving a president, and it's about shuffling some paperwork over an alleged one-night stand he denies with a porn star 18 years ago. When you render the justice system to be such a politically motivated farce, and most Americans actually thought that, when you do that as an administration, when you allow that to happen, you open up a whole can of worms. You've done it first. You've gone after this guy. You've tried everything you could, however petty, trivial, ridiculous, to try and put him in jail. And when it doesn't work and it actually backfires and it fuels him and he ends up winning big.
So you're talking about a state. So you're talking about
Piers, that's
by the way,
New York
Piers, you're talking about a state. You're talking about a state charge that has nothing to do with Joe Biden. If you're talking about the federal investigation,
I'm talking about a Democrat-motivated prosecutors who were doing their master's lead, right?
I don't know who you're talking about. If you're talking about the Justice Department, over which Donald Trump will have authority.
Now they're going to play dumb, right? That's what these people do. They just play dumb. All of a sudden, they just don't know anything. They're like, I don't know what you're talking about. This is a state charge. It can't possibly be passed down orders from someone who's in the federal government. It can't possibly be the case. And it's like, yeah, I mean, what Piers Morgan said is spot on. You know, if this is what you're going to do, you're going to reap the whirlwind of it. Like he said, you're going to get the backlash from it. Whenever you lose, whenever you do this, and you know, whenever you go for the king, you better not miss, right? I'm not saying Donald Trump is the king or anything, right? I'm just saying, if you're going to take a big swing at somebody that has this much power and this much pull with his supporters, and you miss, things are going to go very, very wrong for you going forward. And, you know, like the classic saying goes, first they'll try to lie and defame who you are as a person and try to get people to dislike you. And then they're going to try to throw you in jail. And if that doesn't work, they're going to try to kill you. That's literally what they did to Donald Trump. They tried to lie and lie and lie about who he is. He's every istophobe in the book, Russia collusion, threat to democracy, all that stuff. None of it worked. They tried to throw him in jail. None of that worked. Tried to bring up all these different charges. Didn't work. Tried to literally take him out multiple times. One time on live television while he's on stage in front of a crowd, actually killing someone behind him, an innocent person. And these people are still like, yeah, he's the threat to democracy. He's the problem. You know, Donald Trump is the problem, not the side that's trying to defame him and throw him in jail and literally take him off the face of the earth. That's not the problem. No, not at all. And none of these people would ever take responsibility for, you know, playing a part in why the rhetoric has gotten so bad that those things are actually happening. The things that we thought were like a meme, the things that everybody thought, once again, the right-wing conspiracy theorists are correct again. And the things that everybody thought was just so crazy. Oh, that could never happen. They would never try to assassinate a U.S. president. They would never try to throw him in jail just because they don't like him. No, that wouldn't happen. It's all happening. It all happened. And Donald Trump still won. So now they're in big trouble. People like Brian Tyler Cohen, this other person, Julia, whatever the hell she is. I don't know who she is. They're in trouble now. Everything, not just the presidency, but the culture has completely swung in the opposite direction from them.
By appointing an attorney general, I am telling you that what the Justice Department under Joe Biden was investigating is the fact that Donald Trump refused to return classified information that he stored in his bathroom at Mar-a-Lago. It is the fact that he incited a violent riot that effectively harmed and hurt our transfer of power for the first time in our nation's history.
Well, you're now convicting him of all these crimes, which he's not being convicted of.
I'm not convicting.
None of them. The only thing he's been convicted of is shuffling paperwork with a porn star. And let me rephrase. Hang on. Wait, let me rephrase what I was saying. I'm talking about weaponizing the justice system. Let's make it a more all-encompassing thing, where you have Democrat slanted prosecutors who just want to jail Trump, even if it's down for shuffling paperwork over a porn star. To me, it was utterly ridiculous, that case. And the idea that you then criminally convict...
I don't disagree with that.
Well, right.
Case.
So my point is, I don't think anyone disagrees with it, really. So here's my point, is that as a Democrat, when you look at this, what's happening now, why wouldn't Trump do this? I mean, he's perfectly entitled to return the favor, isn't he? All's fair in love and politics.
To do what? To do what? Because we
to be equally as aggressive. To be equally as aggressive.
Political targeting.
He has specific crimes with which he was charged. What are the specific crimes with which you want to charge Liz Cheney? That she stood up to Donald Trump?
Well, that's not the point. That's not the point. Hang on, that's not the point.
As a congressperson?
No, but Julie, the point is, we don't know, because what is being mooted is that there are going to be blanket immunities against any crime that may have been committed, which does, I'm afraid, prompt the question, what are they hiding? Why are you so scared? Yeah. If there's literally nothing there,
well, first
if
of
none
all,
of them did anything wrong,
do you see Liz Cheney
why do you need blanket immunity?
Because you have a justice...
Because they obviously did something wrong. And what is she about to say? Because you have a justice system that's unfair? What a freeze frame this is, by the way, too. Look at this woman's face. But is she about to say because there's a justice system in the United States that's unfair? The exact thing that the right wing has been saying, the right wing conspiracy theorists have been saying is why they're trying to throw Trump in jail is because maybe the justice system is a little bit broken and it's being weaponized? Is that what she's about to say? These people are just, they're absolute clowns, man. They make you seem like you're being absolutely ridiculous and unreasonable for saying this exact thing. And then they're like, but why are you crying? And why is Joe Biden giving these people blanket immunity? And why Joe Biden's last day in office, he pardoned multiple people? Oh, it's because the justice system is working against us. What the hell are you talking about? We've been saying the justice system is unfair for the longest time. You said we were crazy anyway. Let me know in the comments you guys think about Andrew Wilson, Vinny Oshana, and Piers Morgan teaming up to destroy these two woke idiots on this Piers Morgan Uncensored panel, including Brian Tyler Cohen and this other lady. I don't know who she is. Let me know in the comments you guys think about this whole Andrew Wilson versus Brian Tyler Cohen situation.